Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a story that proves you should never, ever underestimate someone's spirit. Get ready for a tale of resilience, dreams, and a woman who danced her way from humiliation to triumph. This is the incredible journey of Amara Johnson. Picture this: a grand, old mansion, marble floors gleaming, and Amara, a maid, moving with a grace that seemed almost out of place. Her movements were fluid, poetic, as if she were dancing even when just cleaning. Born in a tough Atlanta neighborhood, Amara had a burning dream to be a dancer. Her mother, a nurse, always told her, "Baby, when you dance, angels stop to watch." Isn't that beautiful? But life, as it often does, after her mother's passing and her father's illness, ballet school became an impossible luxury. Bills piled up, and dreams had to be put on hold. So, at 25, Amara found herself working at the Belmont Mansion, a place filled with old money, powerful connections, and, unfortunately, a certain kind of entitlement. One Saturday evening, the Belmonts hosted a lavish charity gala. The ballroom sparkled with chandeliers, crystal glasses clinked, and rich laughter filled the air. Amara was there, in her maid's uniform, serving champagne and orths d'obres. Then, it happened. A small, accidental bump, a drop of champagne on a guest's sleeve, and suddenly, a hush fell over the opulent room. Mrs. Belmont, her diamond necklace flashing, snapped, "Watch where you're going. Do you even know how much that suit costs?" Amara, her head bowed, softly apologized. But from across the room, Adrian Belmont, the family heir, noticed her. Known for his charm and arrogance, he rarely paid attention to the staff. But something about Amara's dignified apology, her eyes holding both shame and fierce pride, caught his eye. As the night progressed, a vibrant tango began to play. Adrian, emboldened by a few drinks and a mischievous glint in his eye, smirked. "Hey, Maid," he called out, loud enough for many to hear. "Since you like dancing around with that mop, why not show us your moves? Come on, dance for us. If you can impress me, I'll even marry you." Laughter erupted from the guests. Can you imagine the humiliation? Amara froze, shaking, but something deep inside her refused to break. Slowly, she placed her tray down. Then, without a word, she stepped into the center of the ballroom. The violins soared, the bandoneon breathed, and Amara began to move. Every single step told her story of pain, loss, and an unwavering hope. Her body spoke a language beyond words. The crowd, which had started with mocking laughter, grew silent, completely captivated. Her movements were sharp, soulful, spinning through the light like fire and smoke. Adrian's smirk vanished. His glass slipped from his hand and shattered, a symbol of his composure breaking. When the final note faded, Amara stood, breathing hard, tears glistening. The guests remained in stunned silence until Mrs. Belmont's cruel voice cut through. "That was cute, but you'll never belong here." The laughter resumed. And Adrian, he said nothing. He didn't defend her. Amara walked away, her dignity intact, but her heart shattered. She left the mansion that night, quitting without a word, carrying a broken dream but also a new, fierce resolve. 3 years passed, years of relentless work and unyielding dedication. Amara moved to New York, working double shifts as a waitress, saving every penny, and training in dance classes every single night. She slept little, ate little, but her spirit never faltered. Her extraordinary talent eventually caught the eye of a retired dance instructor, Madame Lisette, who saw something truly special in her. Lisette helped her enter small competitions, and little by little, Amara's name began to spread in the dance world. Then, one day, an unexpected invitation arrived. "You are cordially invited to perform the opening dance at the Belmont Foundation's annual charity gala, Manhattan Grand Hotel." The same family, the same event, the same people who had laughed at her. Amara smiled, a bitter, knowing smile. "All right," she whispered to herself. "Let's dance again. When Amara walked into the Grand Hotel, heads turned. She was no longer the maid in a worn uniform. She was a vision in a red satin gown that shimmered like fire, her curls framing a glowing face, radiating confidence with every step. Whispers went through the crowd. Many recognized her. Adrian Belmont, now 32 and managing the family empire after his parents' deaths, stood near the stage. He blinked in disbelief. "It can't be," he murmured. As the lights dimmed, Amara appeared under the spotlight. The music began the exact same tango from that humiliating night 3 years ago. Her performance was absolutely mesmerizing. Each movement was precise, powerful, and overflowing with raw emotion. She danced not for applause, but for justice. When the music ended, the hall erupted in a thunderous standing ovation. Adrian, visibly stunned, walked towards the stage. "Amara," he said softly, almost a whisper. You became everything I never imagined." She smiled faintly, a hint of steel in her eyes. "You once said if I danced the tango, you'd marry me." The crowd gasped, remembering the incident. Adrian's face went pale. "I didn't mean I know," she interrupted him, her voice clear and strong. "You said it to mock me, but your joke became my fire. Your cruelty made me chase the dream you laughed at. So, thank you for underestimating me." With those powerful words, she turned to leave the stage, leaving Adrian speechless. A month later, Amara received a package. Inside was a handwritten letter and a check for $2 million. The letter read, "Amara, you taught me humility. That night, I learned that wealth means nothing if your heart is poor. I sold the Belmont mansion. I'm donating the proceeds to fund scholarships for dancers from underprivileged backgrounds under your name. If you ever forgive me, I'd like to see you dance again. Adrian Belmont." Amara smiled tearfully. She didn't need his money, but she accepted the scholarship fund. It would change hundreds of lives, who'st like heirs. As for forgiveness, it came quietly. Years later, when she stood on a Broadway stage, hearing thousands cheer her name. 5 years later, Amara Johnson was world famous, a celebrated artist. The Belmont Foundation for Diverse Arts, fueled by Adrian's donation and Amara's vision, had helped hundreds of young dancers rise from poverty to achieve their passions. One evening, before her final show of the season, a familiar figure appeared backstage. Adrian, older, visibly humbler. "I came to keep my promise," he said quietly. "If you dance this tango, I'll marry you." Amara looked at him for a long moment, a sad but knowing smile gracing her lips. "I already danced it," she said softly, "and I married my purpose." As the music began, she turned and walked towards the stage, her red dress flowing like a flame in the dark. Adrian watched from the shadows, tears glistening in his eyes, clapping louder than anyone when she took her bow. The world stood to applaud the woman who rose from mockery to magnificence, the maid who became a legend. And that night, beneath a thunderous applause, the universe whispered one truth: never underestimate a woman who dances through her pain. What an incredible story, right? Amara's journey reminds us that true strength comes from within, and that setbacks can often be the fuel for our greatest comebacks. If you were as moved by Amara's story as I was, hit that like button. Let me know in the comments what parts of her journey inspired you most. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel for more stories that uplift and inspire. Your support means the world. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.